Three, two, one, Larry.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Big Idea podcast. A very good friend of the show's, Don Graff, was scheduled to be on. He's got a program that's fabulous, and all dog lovers will identify with this. His dog ate some plastic, and with not a good reaction, so he had to rush him to the vet. So we will definitely reschedule our good and great friend Don Graff. But since we have the time and we have some folks that are kind enough to tune in every week, what we'll do is make good use of the time. You often hear myself and Mr. Silman and Mr. Larkin find out what people are doing. But hey, we have the time, so let's find out what Mr. Larkin and Mr. Silman are doing. Which one of you fine gentlemen would like to go first and tell us the wonderful things you're doing for our industry?
I'll be brief. So, Gary, you decide if you want to go first or second.
No, you can. I'd like. Hey, Abdul, welcome. Mike, since Mike's been helping me on a ton of my initiatives, let Mike go first. And
Michael, you're up.
Okay. So
for anyone that doesn't know, tell them what you do and how you do it.
Sure. About mid last year, Google came out and they agreed with AI that there's too much data, past, present, currently, and they're predicting the future. And all this data has created an AI crisis. What I mean by that is when you ask AI a question, it's going to come up with an answer being it's wrong or it's right. You just don't know because, again, it's drawing from all this data. Okay, so get that around your head is, okay, what do we do now as if I'm the president or CEO of Google? How do we remain profitable going into the future? And they got together with these AI companies because they were losing ground. In fact, Google's down 40% on their searches. So it's going to different AI platforms. So with that, they came up with an acronym, EEAT. And if you're watching this and you don't know what it is, educate yourself because it's so hugely important that you know what's going on. EEAT stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. They're saying if you create content like this, then you're going to be a winner in how they decipher showing the people that are typing in those keywords to find your business, your products, or service. You're going to be highlighted. If you don't, you're going to disappear. You're not going to be there anymore. So these people that have enjoyed the phone calls, the leads offline, if they're not doing what Google set the path and telling us that we should follow this path, you're in for a rude awakening. So what we did, that's our why. We're following Google. The how and the who and the what and the where, we're using AI tools. We're creating tools. We strategize with tools that create EI. What is EI? EI is expert intelligence because Google, any AI cannot create expert intelligence. Where does expert intelligence come from? The expert. So we introduced and to finish the formula. So AI creates the EI, then it results in CI. CI is content intelligence. Well, why is our content so intelligent? Because it ranks and it follows the EEAT. So connecting the dots, we're doing what Google's asking us to do is they're following their path. That's it. Some of the tools and strategies is we start people off with an expert interview. So we're doing it with AI, and as soon as you hang up the phone, it's doing 2 articles. Upon approval, we publish those articles. Well, after that, we take those articles and make them videos. So it's connecting the dots for our clients, and they're being seen on more than they know in the first month. And it's not your old SEO. Your old SEO is, hey, give me the money, and you'll see results in 3 months. We're seeing results in the first month. So that's it. I'm Mike, and I'm dropping my mic. Handing it over to you, Gary.
Hey, thanks. So for the car people who just glazed completely over of what he was explaining, let me see if I can, because he's been training me on this EEAT. And that's what, if you're following me on my marketing, that's what we're using. We're using EEAT. We're building our own infographics based on my just talking into one of the Chat GPT or Google Gemini is I can articulate what I want in a vision, and it gives it to me. So the beauty of having the ability of Mike Larkin is we've been building websites and domains using keywords. And so the visibility on our stuff gets ranked. But more importantly now today is we're bringing solutions to dealers' digital marketing. And that's what's definitely changed. And we see a bunch of dealerships utilizing their people every day and showcasing their management and their customer service. And David Rozek, one of the brilliant guys that we hang around with that talks about all of this, talks about brand theater. And so when dealers are producing their own content, it's them. It's their day-to-day activities where they're taking videos and promoting their people. That is creating hooks or more content for the AI to see. And then they verify the credibility, and then that gives your dealerships the visibility that you want. So after all this, AI talk and everything, I had the opportunity to meet with a guy, Mike Frazier. And Mike Frazier had a vision of bringing community connected commerce back to the auto industry. And he and I have talked, and we continue to talk, and he has a solution today that he's been building to help today's consumer. And that's allowing them to pay their payments on a weekly basis. So it can help with families with budget constraints, or it can also help with the customer who has a $7,000 upside down value. This program can extend out 13 months a year or 14 months a year to help customers get back into an equitable position. So think about this teamwork. USA Today is a national publication around the country. They own radio stations, TV, they own newspapers. They've put together a national classified, and it started in the Midwest, and there's about 16 cities already active. It's called Vehicles for Sale near Indianapolis, near Detroit. And they're signing up dealers in that local market. They want one franchise per market, and they're building a 20-mile radius where they're going to own that local market. So the way I'm learning, as I talk about, is the USA Today is a great white shark swimming in the ocean. And the dealerships can now be the remora fish. and the remora fish get visibility. So what they've put together that I'm all in on, it's digital marketing, the upload, the dealership's inventory. It's to write the blogs that we all talk about that has to give credibility to the vehicles and to the dealerships, and that elevates their authority. And so now dealers today that have been stuck on being extorted by Kelley Blue Book, Auto Trader, Car Gurus, Car.com, the dealerships got sucked into that and it got easy. Well, now the smart dealers have gone back to work, and now they know how to work it through a digital platform. The showrooms today, I don't even want to get deep into the showrooms, but the activity is all being fought online now. And if you don't have your visibility connected, as everyone's saying, is that 84% of the dealers' websites are going to go invisible because they're based on all of old statistics and old methods. So the future is now. And it's kind of like, I've been talking a lot about the greater Hartford market. And it's funny, I've been posting stuff. Hartford was where the auto industry started. There was an inventor, Albert Pope, and Albert Pope was manufacturing electric vehicles around the 1890 era. And so my big marketing campaign is where I've worked in Hartford, I've worked for Herb Chambers, I've worked for the executive group, I was the representative for Universal and Zurich, is I'm building a platform for the dealers to showcase their inventory, to sell, and I'm looking for one franchise in the greater Hartford mech, so one Toyota store, one Nissan store, some of the like the BMW and Mercedes stores, those guys, they sign up, they get the market because with Mercedes and BMW, the next closest one is either in New Haven or Springfield. So that demographics, that pool, they get to dominate by having the USA Today platform. So with all that being said, you know, it's now a new science. And the new science is you have to connect everything. And so I'm thrilled with the partnerships and the people that I've been working with, because we've been able to produce an ecosystem where we can deploy anything, anywhere. You don't need wet signatures, you know, so I can sign up dealers anywhere across the country. And some of my newer platforms is we're going into the ag industry hard, and the power sport industry and the RV, because they don't understand the F&I yet. And now today, when we can sit like we're doing right now and having a normal conversation, this is how every transaction should happen in the future. And there's a screen to the left of us where it would show the numbers, verify all the figures, offer F&I products anywhere the customer is. And so I'm thrilled to say that we built a turnkey solution that any dealership can bring, whether it's a franchise or an independent, is a fully operated system that they can collect their leads in a secure manner that the FTC expects, work the deal, and then move it into menus with accept and declines, and do the deal wherever the customer wants to be. So thank you for the 10 minutes of, because I've been posting. And so, you know, for everybody, you know, I've been in the greater Hartford market for a long time. I've had plenty of I brought Simonize and Armor All to the market. I brought Global Lending to the Hartford market, Universal Underwriters and Zurich. And now I'm going to build a network where everybody can utilize and win their market under the community connected commerce, and just want willing participants that want to get better and do good for their local community. That's the biggest thing today, that if they don't do good for the local community, they don't deserve to earn their business. And a lot of them have done a really good job. I spoke about the Hoffman family, the Jengris family, and the Mitchell family. Between those three families, legacy families, they've got 100-year-old dealerships, Ford dealerships, and they're all very active in the community, and that's very important today. So I'm Gary, and I'm dropping my mic.
Larry, you take over, man. You get a chance to talk, man. I mean, we've have the time. Let's go.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's great, because you're creating the energy that dealers need today that we used to do very naturally in the 80s.
Well, it's an old cliche that if you work hard, you get lucky. And I would like to believe that I work hard all the time. It's just my nature. I'm not bragging about it, and I'm not complaining about it. Some people are just wired to, to do things hard all the time. And I just had a tremendous week. I went into a dealership group that I've been very involved with for many years, and they had two big stores next to each other, and they asked me to do both stores at the same time, recruit people, train them thoroughly, and get them the hires they need.
Yeah.
I'm so out of my league when I talk to Mike Larkin, because Mike has schematics in his brain and he understands the algorithms and all those things. I don't. But it doesn't stop me from doing what I do, which is be meticulous to the point where anal doesn't describe it. I can show you sheets dating back to 14 years since I've had my company, Gary, and they're always the same. I don't use cursive anymore. I print out their name. I know, no computer. I print out their name. I print out their phone number. I print out their email, and I ask them twice, and I read it back to them. I don't make mistakes. I'm not bragging about it. I've been in the car business.
Yeah,
I don't know if you ever sold retail. The worst nightmare is if there's a little mistake on the mileage on the trade, or a wrong serial number. You lose 2 days of your life, 2 days of your sales. So I print everything very neat. I try to get to people as quickly as I can, because expediency is a missing part of our lives now. Everybody procrastinates. Everybody's distracted by some dumb thing of a cat playing piano or something. So as always, I gather 40 or 50 people, 10, maybe 20% don't show up, but I always get a big crowd. I get them excited. I look them in the eye. I don't mislead them. But what happened this week was kind of exceptional. I'm very grateful. First of all, I have 5 different managers, 2 there and 2 that I met with socially, because I hadn't seen him in a while, and 1 who called the other one while I was having dinner with him. And all 5 of them said, we don't care what else is going to happen this year. We're going to bring you in to train, because when you're not here, the intensity goes down, the fun goes down, the energy goes down. So I'm thinking, man, pretty nice to have people say they like you and they appreciate what you do. And then, sometimes the lightning strikes. I won't announce them yet, but I will announce them soon. I made 2 deals with 2 huge, and I mean huge groups that had heard of me, that wanted to meet me. And I'd like to tell you it was tough. I guess, it's the old thing. The work up to the deal is really tough. Your preparation is tough.
It's all the heavy lifting before that.
Yeah, but these were easy deals. So I basically had 5 different managers who were all bright, accomplished guys say, we got it, whatever it takes, however we got to do it, we got to get you into train. Pretty nice thing to accomplish, pretty good for my ego. And then, we look like we've Wendy's joining us. Hi, Wendy. Always good to see you. And then between getting a great class, getting a lot of people hired, and getting 2 more groups, he's not the first guy to say it, but Russell Hill said something that I had heard before, and he and I agreed off the air that that we both believe it. You know, sometimes you say things you don't believe. That our attitudes are both, I don't have to do this, I get to do this. People say, oh, you travel a lot. Well, my travel is I get up early Monday morning. I meet a whole bunch of people Monday and Tuesday who become my friends. I train them and torture them and have fun with them Wednesday, and Thursday night I'm home. From a guy that worked 12 million Saturdays and ate slices of pizza 11 o'clock at night after he closed the deal, I don't even think that's a schedule.
It's easy for you. It's easy.
It's easy. And on top of that, I just had really successful things in Flowood, Mississippi. You guys have seen the pictures, in Kutztown, PA. And in the meantime, my band played 3 of the last 4 weekends. So I guess what it really comes down to is not everybody's convinced they're going to die. I'm not talking about the afterlife and any religious thought, but I'm convinced I'm going to die. I don't like it. It's hard for me to acknowledge it, but I just want to fill up every damn day. And I want to be glad that I'm alive and I'm breathing and I can stop at Dunkin' and get an iced tea. I mean, life is not that complicated. You know, it's an old quote, but I'm going to use it. They say when you're dead, you don't know you're dead. Well, it's the same net effect of when you're stupid. When you're stupid, you don't know you're stupid. So I try to be smart enough to appreciate the fact that I'm above ground. I got good friends like Mr. Larkin and Mr. Silman, Wendy, Abdul, who are joining us. And I get to do what I really enjoy. They pay me real well to do it. And I'm here. So as Mike has so much to offer, you know, with what he does and how he does and wrapping himself around the EATT. By the way, Mike, I didn't want to knock down what you're doing, but Mr. Silman and I are Jewish, so we have a whole different use. We just call it EAT, and we have to discuss
and lots of it.
Yeah. If a guy tries to rob us, we see you have a gun. Could we get something to eat while you take my money? So I just want to emphasize that in a time where AI's being ever present, and you get 5 phone prompts, and then they hang up on you, and 4 people go to dinner and they're all on their iPhone, that making human contact and smiling at people and proving you're listening are magic. And that's going to help you, Mr. Larkin, and you, Mr. Selman. And man, thank God it's to help me. Like I said, how much better of a week can you have than 5 guys beg you to come back and train? You get a ton of people hired. The weather's beautiful coming and going for a change. And you pick up 2 giant dealer groups. But I think it all comes back to the same thing. Are you glad you're alive or you're not? Gareth, I told you the story once. It's the truth. You've been around me enough to know I'm casual. Okay. I wear a Movado only because I don't want to look on my iPhone while I'm teaching. I got to keep track of the time. I don't have a $9 million Rolex. Okay. Because when I got to Trenton and I saw people wearing a lot of jewelry and fancy watches, I thought that might be offensive to somebody with poor credit. They might be thinking, how did they get that? And being a musician, I guess my grooming's not perfect and nobody's going to see me looking expensive because I'd rather look casual. And I'm standing next to an idiot wearing what must have been a $2,000 suit. Bro, hold on one sec. And he's got on the fancy watch and he's going crazy because our plane was 17 minutes delayed.
Yeah.
And I finally said to him, if you think you're having that bad of a day, go to a pediatric cancer ward and tell me how bad your day is. So all I'm saying is be glad you're alive, do your best job, and you'd be amazed at what could happen in a time when people are starved for human contact. That's all I got, gentlemen.
That's great.
Fantastic.
Well, for Don, I was looking forward to chatting with him. It seems that what he has, like a few other of our friends, is a system that utilizes AI to make it easier to operate in the dealerships for not missing the links. It's the leakages that these guys bring. Jeff Shearer, Don, is that let AI do all that. Answer the phone after hours, set service appointments. That's what AI is beautiful for. So we'll get Don on, but that's what he has. He's a legacy, been in the business for 30 years, and I look forward to catching up with him. Michael,
Yeah,
wish you a good weekend.
We miss you, John. But we'll be you'll be on the show soon enough. And I was checking out your stuff, and bye. If you're not hooked up with him on LinkedIn, please do, because he's one of these cutting edge guys that will make a difference in your business by increasing it 15 to 30%. It's up to you. It's how you run your business. And we all know the fact of the matter is you want to run your business your own way. That's fine. But use the tools, strategies that are before you, that you can use them right now, or you can wait till your phone and your leads get cut off. It's up to you, but it's here for the taking. And it's right now, first come, first serve.
And
Do it right and do it right away.
Now.
Next week, next Friday, just giving a shout out. We're very fortunate. We've got Keith Schrader from Agile Auto, and the team at these guys with John Ellis and all these guys. Boy, have they brought success back to the used car industry. And so I look forward to having Keith on next week. And everybody, cell phone, text me first. That's how the best for me. And I look forward to stopping in and visiting some stores and showing how we can dominate the greater Hartford market and take it back, because Hartford built the auto industry. Might as well be strong back here again. Thanks,
and as
everybody.
far as me, just call me. I'm still the only guy in America that answers his damn phone. And we will reschedule our friend Don Graff. For anybody that tuned in late, his dog ate some plastic. He was worried about him. He took him to the vet. And we were definitely going to reschedule him at our earliest convenience. Everybody that's listening, Wendy, Abdul, anybody else, stay healthy. And we look forward to seeing you next Friday.
Take it easy, everybody.
Guys, love yous. Bye. Have a good weekend.